The winner of the 2016 East Kentucky Leadership Award for Technology and Media has a voice you've probably heard before. WYMT's Tanner Hesterberg is live in Moorhead to introduce us to someone that even mentored him during his college days at MSU. Tanner?
Well, that's right, Steve. Chuck Mraz is a well-known news and sports broadcaster throughout the region, but he's equally active behind the scenes as he is on the air.
55 degrees in Moorhead. I'm Chuck Mraz for MSPR News.
His voice might be the most recognized in northeastern Kentucky, and his work as a broadcaster spans 3 decades, a career that has turned Chuck Mraz into a local radio icon.
I really enjoy the job, and I know every day that I come in here will be different. There will be a new challenge, a new story to work on. No day is ever the same.
Mraz grew up near Chicago and started working at Moorhead State Public Radio in 1986. Since then, he has ascended to news director at the station, where he hosts a half-hour show called The Front Page. The program airs every weekday and features interviews with elected officials, authors, artists, and other people of interest to listeners.
I want them to get a feel for what's going on in their region, because we introduce them oftentimes to people they don't know about, that are pretty cool people doing some pretty cool things. And I want them to have a better understanding of what's going on around them.
But what you hear on the radio is only part of what Chuck Mraz does here. He also oversees a staff of student reporters, helping them develop the skills they need to have successful careers after graduation. And then there's the other part of his job.
Here comes Angelo Warner with the tomahawk by Slamma-Jamma.
Mraz just completed his 27th season as radio voice of the Moorhead State men's basketball and football teams. His most famous call came in March 2011 when the Eagles defeated Louisville in the NCAA tournament.
Moves in top of the key, 6 seconds to go, the three! Swish! Come out there! 3 seconds at midcourt. Far side, Mira in the Fareed, blocked by Fareed. The Eagles have upset the Cardinals of Louisville. The Eagles have upset the Cardinals of Louisville.
What that meant to our school, what it meant to our town, what it meant to our county, what it meant to Eastern Kentucky and the entire state. And I realize Louisville is a part of Kentucky, although some people might disagree with that in some respects. It meant so much to everyone associated with Moorhead State. And the impact on the school, you still have people who talk about it, and it's 5 years later. So yeah, that was a really special moment, and I'm proud that I had a small part in that.
When you reflect back on all your years doing play-by-play, being a news director, mentoring students, where do you think you've made the biggest impact?
I would say probably with students. I really believe that.
When I talk about making an impact, it's about a lot more than just teaching young people about how to be broadcasters. It's about teaching them how to respect each other in the working environment, how to respect the working environment itself, how to take pride in what they do and not just walk away from it because it's done, walk away from it when you think it's good. And there's a big difference in that.
Mraz says winning an award from the East Kentucky Leadership Foundation is a highlight of his long career.
It's totally unexpected, to be honest with you. I never expected anything like this. It's very humbling, and it's a huge honor for me to win an award like this. I've won other awards in other fields, but I had to enter, say, an AP contest or whatever to get those awards. This kind of came out of the blue.
The 2016 East Kentucky Leadership Award for Media and Technology goes to Chuck Mraz. Awards in 6 other categories will be given out tonight, and we'll have full coverage coming up tonight on Mountain News at 11 from here at the East Kentucky Leadership Conference. For now, reporting live in Moorhead, Tanner Hesterberg, WYMT Mountain News.
All right, Tanner, great story. Thank you.